Come on a journey with me, Brea Lawrenson, where we talk about the stories behind the scenes in the music industry. Grab a drink or four. This is your front row ticket in to the distillery with me, Brea. We gave away a Yeti cooler in October, $1,000 in December, and because of the Patreon family, Brea Lawrenson Patreon family, we were able to donate $500 to the Children's Hospital here in Ottawa. Thank you to my Patreon family. Join the fun. Check it out. Brea Lawrenson on Patreon. We do giveaways all the time. And with 68 new members, we would love to keep growing. Check us out. Brea Lawrenson on Patreon. Oh, turn it up.
Bam.
Welcome to the Distillery Podcast. We are here with an amazing guest, special guest today. Mr. Bradley D. Scott is here in the house.
Hello.
Wrong button. I was gonna be. There's a clap button.
Yeah, where's the clap button?
Oh, there you go.
There it is.
Oh,
You
yeah.
ever so
Can you
faintly.
hear it? I can't
yeah.
hear it.
Yeah.
It's like
Your
a hearing.
mouth.
It's like a hearing test.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
passed.
But did I?
So we are so excited. We're going to talk a little bit about the show that we got coming up, the big live recording of our podcast, the Distillery, and it's going to be at OAKFILED Rugby Park
Yep.
in Perth, Ontario. And April 19th, you can still get tickets, I think.
Yeah, there's still some tickets available. Yeah, it is limited seating, but there's still definitely some tickets available.
Yeah, so
Going like hotcakes.
yeah, we're excited. I've never played at this venue. Have you played at the venue before, Brad?
No, I haven't. So
Have you
Okay.
seen it?
I actually haven't seen it
It's
either.
gorgeous.
So that's
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's
I
beautiful.
never knew that it was there until last summer.
Yeah,
Oh,
last
wow.
summer.
Because there was an event and I just went and played a few sets, and it's beautiful. It's got a big beautiful patio. Like, I hope that the weather's good, but it's April.
It'll be April.
Oh, yeah.
April showers bring May flowers. So
there you go.
all
A
right.
beautiful patio that wraps around, and then there's a bar
gorgeous.
on the inside, and they do like weddings and stuff. They do all kinds of. There's a singer-songwriter series that they do every,
Ooh.
Yeah,
Sunday.
That's right. On Sundays. Yeah.
and so they're having us, and we're very excited to be
Yeah,
a part of it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
going to be a great
to play
show.
there.
So Bradley D. Scott will be the opener.
Yeah,
Oh,
And
indeed.
you've had a pretty busy.
and then we'll have to have him come on and like on the podcast too.
we might be doing a recording that day as well. So
Oh,
just to kinda-
right on.
a little
so you can
Patreon
play,
thing,
and
yeah.
then we can chat, and then
Yeah.
it'd be-
Well, yeah. So
There we
and
go.
we're going to have you live on there. We didn't tell you that. part
Fantastic.
yet.
Oh, there we go.
By the way,
So the way
By
that
the way.
the way that it's set up, we'll probably go for like 45 minutes to an hour. So
Okay.
It'll be Brea and I for a little bit, and then we'll bring you on, kind of talk a little bit about you, and kind of get you started with.
Oh, sounds
with the
good.
opener. Yeah.
yeah, it's
awesome.
gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited. You've been doing a lot of traveling, and
Oh, geez.
You know?
Yeah, I was adding it up, and I've already put on over 10,000 kilometers on the road this year.
this year,
Wow.
This year.
it's been
yeah.
2.5 months, man.
Oh, I know. Well, it was.
It's only
it
been
was,
2.5
It was the
months.
Edmonton to Ottawa drive that kind of.
How long does it take to get to Edmonton from Ottawa?
I think it took me 3 days.
And that's just within Canada, folks.
Yeah.
For all our international,
Yes, like
that's just within Canada, one province to the other.
Oh yeah. 90% of it was Ontario.
yeah. Right.
That's
It's
north through
huge.
Ontario.
Oh, yeah.
Thunder Bay. Do you go?
Yep.
That's where you kind of
Oh, yeah.
go right through Thunder Bay, then all the way down over here. It's like
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's
well,
a
how
long
long did
time.
it take us to go to Manitoulin that one time? Which is beautiful when you get there.
Gorgeous. You know, you can see the
Oh,
Northern
yeah.
Lights up there in Manitoulin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because we had that show with the country music fest
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And
It was
I
12
think
hours or 8
we drove
hours.
up and we stayed in North Bay, and then we went like another 4 hours
Yeah.
to Manitoulin,
Yeah.
and then we left and drove all the way home the same night after.
Yeah.
There you go.
She had a gig the next day, so
We
had
are
to-
traveling gypsies. That's what
Yeah.
we.
So you were out east in Canada, you were out west, and now you're moving out east.
Yep. I'm out east now.
Okay.
doing some gigs, and
I
So-
would love to live out east.
Have you kind of been, like, have you, in your travels, have you just kind of played at a few pubs kind of along the way? Do you do that type of stuff?
the last big run I did from Edmonton, I just drove out. Just had to get back to Ottawa, but generally I try to book tours along those sorts of things.
So you can play.
Did you
Yeah,
ever
exactly.
yourself? Like, you contact the buyers
Oh,
yourself,
absolutely.
pubs and all that? And,
Yep.
wow.
Good
Oh,
So
yeah.
you probably
I
know a
know.
lot of them now from,
Oh, I'm getting there.
from the road and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
How is it? Have you played in Halifax?
I've not actually played in Halifax yet.
Remember when we went to Halifax for the
They
Canadian?
love music down there.
Oh, yeah.
It is a
so
very musical place.
I would like to go to Newfoundland. I haven't been there yet.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Go fishing for like
Yeah.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Well, and
lobsters.
that's like East Coast music too, right? So like it's
Eyes a buy that builds a boat.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Do you know a lot of those too?
So as a fiddle player, you can understand why this seemed like a good idea to start
Right.
playing gigs on the East Coast. Yeah, geez, I haven't played Halifax yet. I've played in Pictou, I've played in Truro, played in the Annapolis Valley, which was fun.
That's crazy. Where's that? That's near Halifax?
So that is, let's see, that is eastern Nova Scotia, the Annapolis Valley. It's
okay.
very
Okay.
beautiful. There's a lot of vineyards and
Oh, that's
breweries.
awesome.
Well, that would be where I would
That's
live.
awesome, yeah.
Right there.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
The distillery. Well,
And
There you go.
so earlier you had mentioned that you've done well. First of all, let's kind of tell a little bit. Could you tell us a little bit about kind of the instruments that you play? Because I know there's more than
Oh,
a few
yeah,
that you
for sure.
play. You know where to find you online and stuff like that.
Okay.
too?
So in terms of instruments that I play, I kind of consider myself a string guy.
right.
So basically anything with strings, I've probably dabbled with it before, and
Yeah.
I think it comes from being a session guy and also kind of being an engineer as well. When someone says, "Hey, we need this instrument on this song,"
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I better go find one."
Let me
So
hold
you-
on.
you-
Give me a
you-
minute.
So you can just kind of pick it up and like
I have
through ear
before.
and stuff, right? And
Oh,
just kind
yeah.
of play it. Wow.
By ear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, indeed. Yeah, my music reading ability is not anywhere where it should be.
Me neither at all.
You know, you find a lot of really good musicians say that, right? They're just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I can't read well, I mean, they can read it, but they're just like, I would rather just listen to it and just kind of learn it
Oh,
By ear.
absolutely.
through ear, right? I
Yeah.
don't know what that's like at all, but I'm just, to me, it
So-
sounds pretty fucking cool.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like,
Yeah, I remember like being young and just seeing other people sing and play music, and they would say it's by ear, and then I would be in the choir, and then I was always a soprano singer, so that's usually the melody.
Right.
And then there was some parts of the choir that were having trouble with pitch, so wherever the people were having trouble with, they would put me there and
Right.
teach me the
everybody
part.
up.
So I
Oh,
would
yeah.
sing soprano, alto. I guess that's how I got good at harmony.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Brag about
Then
it.
how old were you when you first started playing?
Oh, geez.
And like what spoke to you about music first?
I like this.
So, I said I'm a string guy. So I actually started playing drums when I was 6.
Oh, really?
my
That was my
God.
first instrument.
I feel like Zane's
Really?
gonna do
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah. Although there's pictures of me dragging around a guitar when I was like
Oh,
this
really?
high. Yeah. Oh yeah. So
Were your
that's
parents musical?
absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
my
wow, yeah.
my father was a lead guitar player. And my
Yeah.
mom's a great singer and,
Oh,
and
wow.
flat picker.
There it is.
And,
Oh wow, I didn't
So-
know that.
Oh,
That's
that's
so
awesome.
cool.
That's
So it's
awesome.
like it's right in you.
oh, absolutely.
You mean it's your birthright is what it
Oh,
is.
exactly.
So you started with drums, and then
Yeah.
just kind of, but you obviously, with being from a musical family, you had a lot of instruments and whatnot around. and-
Absolutely.
yeah.
I picked up the drums when I was 6. And I still enjoy playing drums, but don't play them very often. But
Yeah.
in the
I'm sure you can.
I was gonna say in the
Well,
studio I can.
In the studio.
Which is nuts.
But in a band atmosphere, it's like,
I've done it before. It's not a pretty picture, but I've done it before.
oh my goodness.
But the next year after that, I picked up a guitar, and that was just it for me. That
So
was
from about 7
was
years
your
old.
thing.
yeah, from 7 years
How old
old.
are you now?
I'm 31.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Good for
Yeah,
you.
Oh, well,
wow.
thank you.
Amazing.
So when, like, I wonder how old Keith Urban was when he started. Probably the same.
Yeah.
Probably like really young. Like I used to teach singing or beginner guitar, and I had a lot of young students that I thought were maybe too young.
Right.
But or maybe they just didn't have the intensity to music the way that you or me do from a young age, right?
Oh, totally.
It's fun to see to get them into it though young.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it teaches you a lot too, right? Like discipline, I'm sure, right?
Oh,
it's,
absolutely.
How many times?
So do you play pedal steel too?
I do.
Oh my God, that's a hard one.
I was gonna say play might be a bit of a loose term for it. I make pedal steel noises.
Okay, well that's something right there.
I've done quite a few pedal steel sessions.
Oh wow.
Really? Eh?
But I've only ever played pedal steel live once.
Oh, and
that was good enough for me. I think that's that's left to the professionals.
So you're also a session player. So
absolutely.
You do that often still?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, right now I'm actually in the middle of doing some remote sessions as I'm traveling.
Oh wow.
I just have a little interface with me, and
isn't that incredible? Like you can literally do your job anywhere.
Oh, it's crazy.
Technology.
Technology's getting crazy.
Yeah, it's scary.
When I came from Edmonton, I brought my entire studio back with me, so like all my rack units and everything.
Yeah.
And now like the same power is just in this little unit that I keep in my backpack.
Wow.
That's nuts.
And I don't miss the analog stuff as much.
Yeah.
I thought I would, but
wow.
You get used to it, right? You get used to it.
Yeah, and you adapt.
Everything is so
and you learn
user friendly too. Like even us with this whole setup, like it's when we first kind of started. I bought wireless mics because I didn't know you could sync the audio from like our pod track unit to the camera.
Right. Yeah.
And this is just a portable recording device, so you could we could be driving. It runs on batteries too. So
you could go anywhere.
Wow.
With it.
But the wireless mics, the audio was just so shitty. So we finally, after some YouTube, we found a way to kind of sync everything together just to make the voice or the sound come through right through the mics right onto the video. So
oh wow, yeah,
it was awesome.
That's a neat little setup.
Yeah, I love this
Amazon.
thing. I love this thing. Yeah, it was an Amazon buy.
You can check it out on my Amazon storefront.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
Cheap plug. So you're still right now with your session work, like you just record it through your whatever you have and send it via email?
Usually, yeah. Basically, what I do is generally when I travel, I have my live rig with me because I'm working.
Right.
So for fiddle sessions, I have my microphone and I just plug it into my little interface and try and find a room that doesn't sound horrendous. And record it like that. And the electrics you just plug right in now, so you could be sitting in the room with a bunch of people chatting, and because it's direct.
Right.
Oh yeah, you don't get any of the background noise.
Don't get any of the background noise.
Wow.
And how does it work? So they send you, be like, hey, Brad, could you play
they
a track
contact
on
you.
this song? And
Yep. They usually just send me an MP3 or something with the tempos and the key and maybe a rough idea of what they actually want me to do.
Yeah.
And then I just put together the tracks and
that's
send a link and away we go.
To know, because I started doing that with the studio in Nashville. And I didn't know that you could literally just send the file and we did that on all the singles, I think. Well, I still record there, and we would send back and forth, and then you don't have to go there, except for I do have to go when I do my voice, I think.
Right.
But you can get your voice recorded.
You know what?
I
and that's the thing. We got the audio figured out here.
Yeah.
And this little box is really so if you edit your file through CapCut, you can put like echo and reverb on it and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There's just so much.
Oh, it's
right?
Yeah.
So, and what about the new album? I think, or you said you were going to start working on a new album.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah. And how's that going?
It's kind of come to a bit of a standstill just with all the traveling I've been doing. But it's been a long time since I last released anything.
When was the last time you released something?
I think 2017.
Okay. And
so,
was it
it was a full-length record.
Album?
Oh,
good.
wow.
But,
really? Eh?
Oh, yeah. But I think this one I'm going to take my time a little bit more. And I've been compiling songs.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll have to do that duet.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
So I did pitch a duet that we could do.
Oh, yeah. There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was still at West at the time.
Yeah, what's the song again that you said? I forget.
Till Each Tear Becomes a Rose.
Okay, I feel like I have to.
Yeah, Laurie Morgan and Keith Whitley.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll have to definitely dig into that song.
Oh, it's such a sad song. Like the story behind it's just brutal.
What's the story behind the song?
Oh, so I may be completely getting this wrong for the record, but this is to my understanding.
Story time.
Keith Whitley had recorded the demo because he was a demo singer. And he ended up passing away. I think he was in his early 30s.
Oh my gosh.
And later, I don't know whether they found the recording again or whether Lori Morgan heard the recording, and she decided that she wanted to do a duet after he passed with the original demo recording they did.
Oh, wow.
Really?
So, yeah, like if you listen to the recording, this could just be me being my little engineer self.
Yeah.
I think you can actually hear some graininess on his voice from where it was like a demo recording.
Really?
Oh, that's
But-
neat.
But
You would hear that.
but-
Musicians are like that.
yeah, they
It's like the little things in the vinyl.
yeah, I was
pops
just gonna
and stuff.
say,
You're
they
listening.
re-recorded all the instruments and recorded her voice, and then it's actually a duet with him after he passed.
Wow. That's cool.
Oh yeah,
It's so crazy because when artists or like musicians after they pass away, they become really famous.
oh absolutely.
Like Janis Joplin, right? She was never really, put in the.
But she also played like Woodstock, didn't she? Or no?
I don't know, babe.
Maybe she died before Woodstock.
No, she was.
I remember, like, I watched her documentary, and she played in front of, like, she was on some big fucking stages.
Oh yeah,
like,
Absolutely.
She did well while she was alive, but
for
then
sure.
when she died,
yeah,
it was
even
like
bigger, yeah.
Yep.
it's funny how that
exactly.
happens. The same with like Amy Winehouse. I find.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved Amy Winehouse.
There's a movie about her coming out.
I can't wait.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure it's a movie or like a documentary.
I do like
or
the
something,
documentary on Netflix.
Yeah. So what's the album called from 2017?
So that album is called New Frontier.
Oh,
New
okay,
Frontier.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can find that on Spotify.
Yep, you can find it
Yeah.
on Spotify and on all the streaming.
Yeah,
All the
on
places,
Places,
of the
yes,
world.
absolutely.
On the internet. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I do.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I think it's just Bradley D. Scott.
Okay,
I
on
think that's
YouTube.
just it. Yeah.
And he's got a Patreon as
Yeah,
well.
what's
I
your
do.
Patreon like?
That's a very
Bradley
good
D.
question.
Scott on Patreon.
There you go.
What did you ask him?
That's like, what's your Patreon like? It's like that's a good question.
I'm like
fantastic
www.patreon.com/Brea Lawrenson 322.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we can edit this in, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's
Oh,
Of course,
fantastic.
we're gonna.
Yeah.
But just search for Bradley D. Scott. I
Yeah,
mean,
you'll be able to find it.
Yep.
I don't know how I found you. I think when I started my Patreon, I found you,
Right.
and I was like, "Oh my God, he has Patreon too!" And we're just having I'm having so much fun with it, and I think it's a great way to connect with your
Oh, for sure.
like hardcore supporters, and
Absolutely.
you do fun little things, giveaways, and you get to make it what it is, like
Yeah,
the memberships
absolutely,
and
yeah,
stuff. So I forget, how many tiers do you have?
At one time, I had 3. I think I've
Right.
reduced it to 1 at this point, just
Just
because
to
it's
make it
like
simple.
Yeah, it's just the manageability of
Yeah.
being able to
That's
do
like
everything.
Having a few different tiers is, it can get complicated. And
Oh,
it can
yeah.
get. That's why sometimes you need a whole team. I think we were talking about it kind of briefly.
Oh,
before,
yes,
before
absolutely.
We sat down.
Yeah,
You need a whole
because you
team
can
to
offer
Oh, you
so
do.
deal
much.
with so much. It's just there's so much going on with it.
Mm-hmm.
But earlier when we were talking, you had mentioned that you've been on tour like Mexico and.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Where have you been on tour exactly?
Oh geez.
And who have you been on tour with?
So I was down in Isla Mujeres, Mexico last year.
Isla Mujeres.
Yeah, I don't know if I pronounced that right, but
It sounds very nice.
they told me I had a great time.
They told me I did.
But that was a really great experience getting to travel down there.
That's awesome.
And perform
And play.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So who were you touring with?
So that was with Craig Moritz.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
so
yes.
that was a great experience. The rest of the time, a lot of it's just been freelance work.
Oh, really?
Like just for me as a sideman.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just the magical phone calls that you get that change your life. you know?
Yeah, and then they put you on a plane and off you go, just the same as the Shania show.
I was just gonna say, when you get those phone calls where it's like, "Hey, I'm opening for Shania."
Yeah. Can you please help me with this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you still play with a lot of those guys?
Occasionally, it's just it's hard moving around so much. You know.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. some gigs people fly me in for, so that's always like,
and that's what we
the
did.
Shania
And how
gig,
was
yeah,
how was your flight back home? Because it was rushed.
that was fantastic.
All I remember
you
is
the hell
seeing
out
you
of there
like
quickly.
almost like running
Yeah.
out.
Oh, I was
You're
running.
like, bye guys.
Yeah.
Oh geez. So after the gig, we had a Calgary Stampede gig the next day.
Oh, cool. So I've never played.
Calgary Stampede.
Oh,
you played
yeah.
the Stampede.
We did a private show, but I was told the
nice.
year before they played the actual Stampede, and it was
That's
just
nice.
insanity.
Really?
The amount of cowboy hats that I saw just getting there.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have one on?
Actually, at that time, I think I did.
Yeah, I was gonna say, 'cause I will see you with that hat on.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
God, it must have been like a whirlwind. Like in summer, like
Oh yeah.
Yeah, your summers must be crazy.
Oh,
right?
insane.
for festivals.
I know that's something that I particularly enjoyed about the Shania
Yeah.
gig was I would shuttle to the airport.
Yeah.
And I was trying to make it for the plane. So the security guy just saw this tall, sweaty guy all dressed in black running with road cases.
Yeah,
And he's
he's
going,
like-
excuse me, sir, you've been randomly selected.
Oh, no.
Damn it!
Yeah.
There's no
So-
time.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
And of course, my Pelican case was just loaded with electronics. You know, when they're asking, do you have any electronics? It's like, all of it.
Yes, I've got all of them.
All of it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And so you had to like literally run
Oh,
for your
yeah.
plane.
Made it, though. That was fantastic.
That's amazing.
So how was that show? How was that?
It was really good. It was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
And you said private party, like.
Yeah, it was in an office somewhere, actually. But I think
okay.
the thing is, you know, Stampede, everyone thinks it's just mainly the Stampede itself.
Yeah,
Right.
that's kinda what I
But
look
so
at.
many companies hold private parties at the same
yeah.
time that
Oh,
works
really?
into the whole Stampede experience.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like
So,
the
yeah.
CMA Fest, you know, like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like a festival thing
It's
for
like
a whole week, right?
All encompassing.
yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever go to like country music, the country music awards, the Canadian country music awards?
You
or
know, I always intend to, and then something usually comes up.
Where you have to
Yeah.
work instead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm usually gigging somewhere, but
Exactly.
anything? Yeah, of course.
It's hard to be us, isn't it? No.
oh yeah, oh exactly.
You know what? We love what we do, and we'll never work a day in our life.
I've told her
exactly.
that so many times. I'm like, you know, you guys are at least you're part of this like a group of people that really enjoy what they do.
Oh yeah.
And it's hard to complain about what you do because you
Oh, yeah.
enjoy it so much.
Well,
right?
that's just it.
Yeah. And like it would be, you know, better than going to like like putting on a suit, going to
Oh yeah.
That's what I do
every day.
day.
I know. Well, you're
indeed.
not a singer.
I know. I should be obviously.
There you go.
No, you're my co-host for the
That's right.
Distillery Podcast, Attic
That's
Tea
right.
at the
That's
Tiz.
You know
There you
why
go.
we started? We started this just for stuff to remember as we go. But it's
Yeah.
grown to
Absolutely.
so much more. We're glad you're here. We're glad we're doing the show on April 19th.
Yeah.
We've had the Beauty Witch and the Sixth Girl. We actually went on TikTok.
Ooh,
Yes.
nice.
Oh, the TikTok.
Bree's gotten kind of connected with. We're getting
We're gonna
contact
have
with
her
her
back.
to get her
Yeah.
back on the show
She's
as well.
a psychic medium.
Yeah.
And,
Ooh, there you go.
And
Yeah.
I'm right up that alley, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
So,
yeah,
Go ahead.
you can continue.
I was gonna say. So, what has been like one of your most memorable shows?
Oh,
that you've
geez.
done in your career?
Yeah.
Like things I can actually publicly say.
No, say whatever you want.
No. You know, I think one of the most memorable shows. Well, obviously the one we did, the Shania
wasn't
gig,
that so
just
fun?
running around backstage and seeing everything, and
Yeah,
Crazy, eh?
and
You know?
they had like her dogs there.
yeah, the chrome motorcycle.
Yeah.
No,
It's like-
that robots. I was like, what the
Oh, yeah,
fuck?
just-
we got that?
Oh, well, actually, you know what? I think one of the most memorable things for me was the light up floor on
I know.
stage.
Oh, yeah.
When they were testing that, and
Yeah.
we were like trying to play. It's like,
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
God, yeah. Like, but
Yeah.
these are things that you literally can't plan for unless, like,
No.
you know, you're just it happens.
You know, so when you guys were all on the show, I went up to grab Bree's mic and Bree's guitar
Yeah.
off stage. Well, I think you brought a guitar. I think I just went up to get her mic stand or something.
Right.
But something dropped on one of those lights.
Oh.
and I heard a bit of a crack.
And you're like,
And I was like, I need to get out. I was like, nope, I can't afford this. This is all fucking granite, fucking lights and shit. I was like, I can't afford this. This is not on me.
I feel like I almost went off the wrong way. Like there's a certain way that you had to go step down.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
They had to build that stage for her.
Oh yeah. And I think, and it's the rumors are probably true from what we've heard. Like she had to be the first night because she just had so much shit.
That's just it.
Together like a fucking motorcycle.
Yeah.
For like one song.
Oh yeah.
They took the motorcycle.
I'm surprised they didn't bring the horse. I like the horse
exactly.
one.
Yeah.
So besides Shania Twain, what's
I think actually it's kind of neat that a lot of them have been recent.
Yeah.
Like last summer, I was part of a festival in a town called Canal Flats, BC.
Okay.
And I got to do some musical director stuff there, and I got to meet Derek Rattan.
Oh,
And I got to play fiddle
He's
on
neat.
like most of his set.
Oh, no way.
And When You Come Around. That was the first
Oh,
tune,
I
so
love
it's
it.
like it's funny like when you're a kid and you listen to all this stuff, and then it's like, how am I the fiddle player on this
And
gig?
now here we are,
Yeah.
right?
How am I the band leader on this gig? That's
Because
Yeah.
you manifested that shit.
Yeah.
You did
thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
You work hard and you believe in yourself. You believe in your intuition and what your heart wants to do.
Yeah.
Oh, very true. Yeah.
You know, I feel like that's a better way to live your life than like always trying to make more money, or like trying to just do what everyone else is doing, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Take the path less traveled, right?
That's it. That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
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 And like I've had years where I didn't make as much money as I did the next one, but it always just kind of works out. Like, and I remember Derek Rattan had a really cool story about that. One year, his Christmas with the kids was a lot better than the year before because of his royalty checks that he got from like the songs that Blake Shelton took or whatever.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like there's just no rhyme or reason, but it always just kind of works out if you follow your heart, right? What you want to do.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're passionate about what you do too, right?
Oh,
Obviously.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Just gotta be.
So what
persistent.
was this festival like?
It was a couple days,
Yeah.
and I think I played with 4 different bands
Holy shit.
overall, like the
Wow.
whole weekend. But I was also doing musical director stuff for Derek, as well as Paulette Carlson from Highway 101.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
So I ended up charting all the tunes and
Oh, that's awesome.
sort of leading the lads into battle, so to speak.
Leaving them.
I
But
love that analogy.
but you know, it's,
Come on,
yeah,
lads.
it was a really
Here we go,
good time.
boys.
And then, so when you say musical director stuff, you're like, what is that exactly?
So figuring out who's doing what harmonies, arranging parts, figuring out who's taking what
literally,
guitar
like-
part. Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
all encompassing. I
shit.
pretty much didn't sleep for like 3
Oh.
weeks.
I was going to ask you how long did it take to put all this together?
Oh yeah, a long time, and I still felt like I was late. Like I still,
really?
by the end, like even after spending weeks, I still felt like I was behind.
Oh God.
But I mean, we pulled it off, and it was great.
That's awesome. Well,
awesome.
that's
But I
what
think
you do, right?
that's also a matter of, like we were saying earlier, I think we all get so hard on ourselves, you know, where it's like we see what we could be. And,
Yes.
and when we're not quite there, it's like, it's totally passable, but
Yeah.
it's,
But it's
Yeah.
like, and
Yeah,
I
it's-
remember my mom said that about me one time. She's like, God, you do this and you do this, and you're always like, I'm failing, and
Oh, yeah.
and you like look at your life, you know you're not.
oh,
Just
exactly.
because it's not
Country
like,
music award right there.
but yeah, you set so many goals for yourself, and you're like, I
Yeah.
deserve this, and I want that, and like, you know, it is good to just look and be grateful for
Yeah.
what you do have, right?
Totally.
Because there's always room to grow,
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
and what's meant to be will be.
And you keep striving for, bigger and badder shows, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good example is your Shania Twain show.
Exactly. Like I never thought that I would be
know, yeah.
on her stage. Like what? The
She is
actual-
short. Eh? Can we just like call
She's
her
very
in the room
tiny.
Here? Like,
Oh.
she is tiny.
Did you
I
get
don't know.
seared?
I
Because you
wasn't
weren't
there.
there.
I wasn't there. I was.
Yeah, you were gone. That's
You
right.
can
So
see her.
Yeah.
So when she was done her set, we were on her trailer's right next to ours, right?
Right.
So they blocked off the path from both areas, like nobody's allowed to walk. So we saw her walk down, walk down the stairs or the
Yeah.
steps, and walk right into her trailer, and I was just like,
She ran.
"Fuck."
Oh, yeah.
She had 3 bodyguards.
Her legs took forever to get there.
2
She
people
was
in
so damn
front
tiny.
and like 1 or 2 people in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was waiting for her.
Oh, absolutely.
Nobody was allowed to move in that area.
I think when I was trying to leave, I almost accidentally wound up in their camp. Because I got turned around backstage and I was running.
Yeah.
And this guy was like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "I'm just trying to get out." And I
just want to leave.
No, what did he say? It was like, "Can I help you? Can I see a pass?" And I was like, "Hey, I'm just trying to leave."
I want to go, actually.
I think he said, "Fair enough." And I just ran the opposite way and somehow found the shuttle. And
Somehow made it to the flight.
That's fucking hilarious.
I know, right? How do we do the things we do? I don't know.
So you got anything big going on this summer?
Got a couple Nashville trips planned, so that'll be
Cool.
fantastic.
That's
So you've been to
Nashville.
Nashville quite often?
So actually not yet. I was there for the first time last year because
Oh, wow.
I had made a ton of plans over the last 10 years, which feels really weird to say. But, over 10 years, I always started to book these trips to go to Nashville, and something always came up. A tour always came up, something.
Work, right?
Yeah. And then I went last year, and it was such a life-changing experience for me as a
Really?
player.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
for
just-
Did
sure.
you do some gigs? Did you line up some stuff?
I really didn't do a whole lot. Just, obviously it's a sensitive kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, that gets sketchy real quick. But
I guess that's
but I mean,
we're not gonna say it
performing
live on
in
the
the-
air here.
oh yes. Well, I was going to say at some point though,
Yes.
in the near future,
I wouldn't be opposed.
yeah, I would not be
Did
opposed.
you do some recording down there then?
Not a whole lot. I was. Someone I was working with
Did
was
you
down there doing
honky-tonk?
stuff.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
I
oddly
love
enough,
honky tonkin'.
so the building we were in was the building next to the Ryman.
Oh,
So,
right.
so the closest I was to Broadway
Yeah.
was an office building.
Yeah, that's a
And,
different part.
Yeah, we were just looking down, and you see everyone on Broadway, and it's like,
Oh, right, yeah.
yeah, that's kind of close enough for today, I think. Yeah, watching everyone come unhinged at like 10 in the
I
morning.
know. Yeah, that's
I mean, I
good.
love it, but
So much life.
oh yeah, no. Next time I'm going right down Broadway.
Yeah,
we're
I
going
always have
honky
to
tonk.
go.
Nice.
We're going. When are we going? We're going. in
We're
June.
going some point this summer. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cool if we went at the same time.
I was just gonna say,
Atlantic City.
keep me in the loop.
Yeah, we
we'll let you
will.
know for sure.
Yeah,
We're really open because we're going to Atlantic City in June.
yeah. We haven't
Not
planned
Nashville.
it yet. Really.
But yeah, we'll probably go like July, August for
Right,
for a week. We're gonna go see
Our
go see some
friends,
down
our
in
good
Alabama
friends,
as well
our
that we actually
Patreon
met through
members.
TikTok as well.
Ooh.
They're Patreon members.
Very nice.
So we're gonna go meet up with them in Alabama as
Trucker
well.
Dwayne.
That's right. Well, he's actually
Oh,
put
yeah.
how many?
He's
how
got
many stickers?
almost 500 stickers with my transport trailer trucks with my face on them.
Yeah.
Oh,
supporting
that's
Brea
incredible.
and music
He
and
every
stuff,
time
yeah.
he drops off a truck,
it's
he puts
amazing.
a sticker on
Love
the
you, Dwayne.
bumper.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty
we're-
cool.
yeah.
Like, I didn't
I'm
know I'd
excited
be able
go
to
down
say
there. I
that
haven't
either.
been down there in years either.
No, you haven't.
I think I've been 4 times, but I think the last 2 times, the last 2 times that I went, Brea was already down there. I think you drove down there by
Yeah.
yourself,
Oh wow.
and then I'd fly down on Friday night. We'd sleep there. Saturday morning, I'd start driving back, and we'd be home by Sunday. Those are the last 2 times. Those are my last 2 trips.
Wow.
Like less
Yeah.
than 48 hours down there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
It
fly
happens.
in, drive out. Oh yeah.
Do
It
what you
does
gotta
happen.
do.
Oh, yeah. It's a
Well,
long
that's
drive.
just
right?
it. Oh,
I had
yeah.
a weird dream when I was taking a nap earlier today that I was.
Tough life.
Wow.
Yeah.
The baby was sleeping.
I know, I'm just
There you go.
And I was in Nashville at the last Airbnb that I'd stayed at before, which actually I've got a funny story about. You know how like you have Uber Eats on your
yeah.
phone?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so you always have to make, because you're like in different parts of the world, whatever, and you're like, okay, where am I now? Well, I forgot to change, so I came home from a Nashville trip.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And I forgot to change the address on it. Like, I don't know how I did this. Like, I'm so technological. Anyway,
She really is.
I ordered two extra large pizzas and a cheesecake.
Yeah.
There was a group of people. It wasn't.
Wow.
I mean,
Just a regular Friday night.
yeah, that's Tuesday for me. I mean, I don't know.
And it never came, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
sent me, all of a sudden I get this random picture of the order at the Airbnb that I used. So I was like,
Here's your
damn
food.
it, $71 US. I
I
hope
was gonna
somebody
say-
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Can you just imagine the review they left for the Airbnb, though?
Yeah.
They just get random food sent to you.
5 stars all
So?
around.
Yeah, exactly. Can I make it 6 stars?
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
god.
hilarious.
Anyways, yeah.
But yeah,
Crazy.
we're hopefully going to go down there this summer. Do you usually Airbnb it, or?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I know. I
yeah.
have a deal worked out with someone.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
you got
Nice.
people.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
I got friends.
Well, I think
and-
we're going down for you to record. Are you recording?
Yeah,
a couple
I,
songs?
well, that's what the
Yeah.
plan is.
Yeah.
I usually go once a year and do 4 songs.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then that keeps my momentum going for my singles and stuff. And
Yeah, absolutely.
Sirius XM channel 171, you can
Yeah.
hear all my music. And my latest freeloader is they're playing it so much. Oh,
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love
Yeah.
love you, Sirius XM, top of the country.
amazing.
Woo! Yeah. So
When was it one of the last times you were down there? You played the Bluebird.
yeah, it was like one of the first times when I started
Oh,
going.
wow.
Yeah.
So this is crazy because I didn't actually have a show booked. It was like an open mic night.
Yeah.
But on open mic night, there's a lineup out the door. Like
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of people don't get
It's
in.
crazy. I didn't know that.
It's
But-
a crazy big deal.
They
Yeah.
do like a random draw. Everyone gets a number, and then they do like a few that they just pull a number out of a hat. And if that's your number, then you can play. And if you don't get called, then you have to come back next week, but you'll get like put on the list.
Right,
And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm
You
only here
eventually
for a
do
week.
Play, I guess. Okay,
Yeah, but it cycles through, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, my number got called. And I was like, oh,
Nice.
shit, I'm going to play the Bluebird. And
Yeah,
I've never
it's
even
amazing.
been here before.
Yeah.
And it's such a famous place for, in Nashville. So I think I played my Tennessee mom and dad. That's what I call them. They brought me that night. And they're like, you have to go, we have to go here. And you have to put your name in. And it actually happened. I played one of my new songs to a friend, which is on my Relieve album, I believe. But yeah, it was like so cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like to say that, like that's the only time I've played there.
You get
It was
on
just
video?
yeah, I did. I think Doug took my
You should try
camera.
to get that video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really
I
cool.
don't even know where that phone is anymore. No, remember one time I came back and then my phone like went into
Oh,
recovery
yeah.
mode
Her
and
phone
everything
got,
was
like,
lost.
wiped. She had so many notes.
It might be on YouTube
Oh, yeah.
though. I might have put it on my YouTube. Check
I'll
out
have to
check
check
out
that out.
the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want to start going live on YouTube for the podcast. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we'll see. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we'll see if that kind of goes.
We're working it all out.
Yeah, everything takes so much fucking time. So, any other touring? Like, what have you hit? So you hit Mexico, Canada. Have you done the tours? Like, where I know a lot of musicians from around here. Anyway, they go like do the whole Europe thing. And,
I've never been to Europe. I would like to go to Europe.
Yeah.
Well, we were working on something right as COVID hit.
oh, really? Eh?
So
Right.
that was, we had some stuff in the works, and then it just kind of never materialized
Yeah,
after that. So
Yeah.
yeah, we've.
It's
Actually, I was gonna say one of my buddies from Alberta that I've done work with. We're kind of thinking about doing a duo thing.
Are you?
Oh,
A dual project.
and just
yeah.
Yeah, and trying to market that more to a European audience.
Yeah.
That's cool because,
Yeah.
like, in Europe, you can make good money doing it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
In the States, it's more like you're just kind of making cover charge or whatever, like a
Yeah.
percentage. But
Absolutely.
I hear that they pay.
Well, it's Europe, and like places like China,
It's more like Canada.
A lot of places in Asia, their level of respect for
Yeah.
music. I think we mentioned this before. The level of respect for music
They
is so
love it.
much more than what you see a lot around here, right? We're
Yeah.
seeing with TikTok that
Oh, yes.
a lot of Bree's audience is Asian.
Yeah,
So we're-
totally.
It's crazy, and they say
Yeah.
like things that in Korean or whatever. They put the Chinese lettering and everything, and you're just like I translate.
Yeah, you can translate it
and you
right
can
there,
actually
yeah.
just translate it on the
Yeah.
app, and yeah.
It's so crazy when you start actually looking at the demographics. Like even
Oh, yeah.
even my music, it's like I think it was only 30% or something that was played in Canada.
Oh,
and,
wow,
and the
really?
rest of it's all Asia.
Yeah,
That's
and
amazing.
Europe and stuff. It's
wicked.
crazy.
Wow.
That's wicked.
Yeah.
That's the
wicked.
world. Like the world is literally that big. You just never know, right?
Yep.
Just gotta put it out there.
Well, I think I mentioned it before too. Is we have a friend of our Corey. He's with a metal band,
Yeah,
And
Obey the Brave.
Obey the Brave. And he has done so many tours down there. And
Oh, wow.
it played for fucking seas and seas
And-
of people. Like, showed us pictures.
Yeah.
People
South
lined up.
Africa,
They've headlined
too.
big, like, massive music events and stuff, and like so many people coming for their autographs and everything. He's like, and then you just kind of come back into Canada, and then
And nobody knows who you are.
Oh, exactly.
who the hell you are.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a nice thing in a way.
Yeah, you're coming
Exactly.
back home.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You just get to be.
The producer you're working with, Willie's the same, right?
Yes, I work with Pete L'Esperance from
Yeah,
Toronto.
nice.
Yeah.
And he's an amazing producer and player, and he's actually, I think he was the lead guitar player of the band Harem Scarum.
Indeed.
Yeah, and so they're huge, like in different parts of the
I
world,
think they
right?
just, well, it was pre-COVID was the last time, but I think
Mm-hmm.
that's the last time they told us he was touring. But when we were there doing one of Bree's songs, he's like, yeah, he's like, we're going on tour, and like, you know, be a couple months, whatever, out on the road. And I was just like, and he's like, it's funny. He's like, we haven't released an album in years.
Still just touring, yeah.
because people just love the music. And it's
Oh,
just
absolutely.
crazy.
Yeah,
The level of respect is insane.
yeah, in
and
different
nice.
parts of the world, yeah.
I mean, half their streams might have been me. When their,
Oh, really?
when their last record came out, I was actually, during the pandemic, I did some construction work.
Did you? Yeah.
And I used to listen to Harem Scarum to get pumped to go do it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's like,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
That's
Have you
amazing.
met Pete before?
I actually have not met Pete.
Oh, no.
No?
But
He's such a
Oh.
nice
Yeah,
guy,
he's
man.
such a good player.
Yeah,
He's
it's
so
amazing.
good.
Oh, my God.
He's such a nice guy too. Like,
Oh, yeah. And
So humble.
oh yeah, he's so humble.
what was it?
I'm just like, dude,
Michelle
you're fucking
Wright.
amazing. Look at you. Like, Jesus
Michelle
Christ.
Wright came up to me and him when we were at the CCMAs at a bar. I think it was in Calgary, and she gave me a hug and she's like, "Don't ever let him go. Like, he is the best person to work with." Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, "Oh my God, you're Michelle Wright."
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? So we got a show coming up on April 19th. I'm excited to have you on, man. I'm excited to do the live podcast. Could you let us know? So Spotify, so Bradley D. Scott.
Yep.
Everything up, you know. they're able to
Absolutely.
kinda to download everything there.
Yeah.
Do you have a timeline for the new album yet? Or
You know what? One time I did.
yeah.
Just follow him on Patreon,
Yeah,
and you'll know.
absolutely.
Because Patreon are the priority, right? They're the hardcore fans,
Yeah.
and we keep them updated first, right?
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Indeed.
And for any Patreon members that have some specific questions for Bradley, what we can do is maybe we could do it during the podcast. when
Yes,
we're recording
leave it in
live.
the
So
comments.
leave it in some of the comments.
There we go.
We'll make sure it gets out to him. And you're heading out again tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm headed back to Nova Scotia tomorrow and playing a gig, and then I think I'm coming back to Ontario shortly after that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess
cool.
that's
To
do
I guess
some
our
more
show's
work,
coming
so
up in a
it's-
couple
Yeah,
weeks,
well,
too.
keep us
it's-
posted when you're around. We'll have to get together and
Oh, absolutely.
do that duet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we could actually. What we wanted to talk to you about too is when you come down. If you have if you're here a couple days before,
Yeah.
maybe we can kind of do some content and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To be able to release on TikTok.
Yeah.
Maybe do some
We can
do
do
some
some
raw stuff for Patreons.
playing and yeah.
just playing, and then we'll
Sounds
we'll
good.
bring in some of your gear because I haven't figured out how to fucking.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure that-
no problem. Oh, I got
Set
you
you all
covered.
up.
I got you covered.
The guy from Blues Fest, they're like, we need a stage plot. And I'm like, Brad?
yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
And your background is engineering.
well, I guess audio engineering, it's kind of a funny thing. I guess it's engineering in a way, but it's not technical engineering.
No, but
you
it's
know,
a certain
it's-
type of
it's-
engineering.
it's a certain-
Oh yeah, like I've built studios for people before, and
That's cool. So you know,
yeah.
like,
I'm usually the guy that you walk into the studio and you just see a pair of legs out from under the console. And it's like that's me. Usually.
figuring it all out.
That's awesome.
Good
Do
for
you do a
you.
lot of producing or anything? Like, have you tried dabbled in that?
I have.
Have you?
I think
Yeah.
I've done about a dozen records for people over the last
Wow.
10 years.
That's awesome.
I've gotten away from it for the last couple years just because of the road stuff, but
Yeah.
I'd love to get back into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always such a fun process.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
You get to be creative and you're not playing the same
That's the
things
cool
over
thing.
and over
Yeah,
again.
that's the
But
cool thing.
Yeah.
yeah, cool.
And you did you do all the session? I don't know. I forgot. I don't know if I asked this earlier, but did you do all the session work for your album?
Most of it.
Yeah.
I had a couple buddies come in and do things like drums.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I had Andy on drums.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I had Marty Russell
love
play
him.
some bass.
That's
Nice.
awesome. That's awesome.
I was gonna say I did some of the drums, and I also played a lot of the bass. And that record was really an exercise in seeing how much I could do myself.
Right. Wow.
Test yourself, kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and now that I've done that,
Yeah.
now I'm actually gonna collaborate on the next one because it's funny.
Because you're like, it's a lot.
That's
So much, man.
oh, you end up being way too close to it. You know, when you
Yeah.
play everything,
Yeah.
there's no way to be objective anymore
Yeah.
at that
No,
point.
it's like with
Yeah.
the mastering process, you kind of have to
Oh,
just
yeah.
send it off to someone else's ears
Yeah.
to do that part. And
Oh yeah, it's like listening back to the track. And it's like, can you hear that noise? Can you hear that noise?
Is that me?
Probably just you.
Oh no, it's just my ears ringing. Never mind. Disregard.
Oh, that's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy through Beard Music is that like all these session players. So Bree will send them a concept over, I guess,
A reference song.
a
like
reference
that.
song.
Oh
How
yeah.
I want the song to kind of go. Like,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
that song, but this is kind of what I want. I find that that's the easiest way to do it. Like,
Absolutely.
They get her in a half hour.
Oh,
They're just like, okay,
Yeah.
here you go. Here's exactly what you want. And Bree's like,
And it
holy
sounds
shit,
like a
this
Carrie
sounds
Underwood
fucking
song.
amazing.
Oh
and then I
yeah.
have to go record my vocals.
Yeah, you're like, holy
and
shit.
yeah. I think it usually takes an hour. They give you an hour and a half to do your vocals, and then I think it goes up like every half hour. It's like $90
Oh,
if you
US,
go
wow.
over.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe it.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, be consistent.
Yeah.
Just know exactly
Do
what
they
you
give
want
you
to do.
ideas like, oh, hey, like,
Yeah, the guy that I work with, he's actually Canadian.
oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, and so they put me with him a lot, like
Nice,
all the time,
nice.
and we've worked together on almost all of them, and he's great at being like, maybe you should do this, or like suggesting a way. He does have his moments where, and I always want that because I'm used to that. When I was younger, I had a producer, and we would throw ideas off of each other and work together
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
used to that way.
Yeah.
I can be directed well. I don't, and I'm not too picky. Because I know that I could be the same way you are, and
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, actually, that one little half note there, I want to do that one 5 more times.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I can't afford that in Nashville.
Yeah.
Well, that's just it. I think, perfectionism is quite a curse.
Yeah,
Oh,
and you just sort of have
Yeah,
to.
it really is.
You have to let it
your
go.
craft too, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's the whole thing about it.
You have to really separate yourself from
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
trust, whoever is behind the board and you're working with to bring it out of you. Because that's a skill too, like to be a
100%.
producer.
Oh,
And
fucking right. It is.
Oh yeah.
Pete was amazing with that too. Like,
Oh, that dude had his ears were like he could. He's just he's just so good. It's hard to explain.
you follow him on
Yeah.
TikTok as well. He has a TikTok.
Yeah. Oh, does he have TikTok now? I
Yeah.
Nice.
follow.
Yeah,
Everyone's
follow
getting on
him.
the talk. Do you have, what's your socials?
Lacking. Horribly.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I have an Instagram. I have a Facebook page. I have the Patreon.
Nice.
Perfect.
I do have a TikTok.
Oh,
Not
do you?
Not sure what's going on with it.
You're like, I don't
don't
remember
know.
the password.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was hacked long ago, and it's just
Oh, were you
random.
really?
No. But I was,
Oh,
I was just
literally,
gonna say,
that
I
does
go back
happen.
to my TikTok, and it's just a bunch of advertisements.
Yeah.
Sunglasses. Do you need a deal on sunglasses?
Your FYP page is trying to figure you out.
Yeah, exactly.
Sending you everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, TikTok, you don't stop.
Yeah, well, TikTok's been instrumental in it was all during the pandemic. We've mentioned it a million and one times, but it was instrumental kind of growing. I feel like it was just great reach among people. I don't think we would have been able to reach
The
otherwise.
algorithm is
Yeah,
nuts.
Yeah,
Like-
it's amazing.
Oh yeah.
People are afraid of the algorithm
it's amazing.
because they don't know what it could do.
Yeah.
You know?
But April 19th, guys, we still got tickets on sale. Limited seating, an intimate show, an evening with Brea Lawrenson at Oakfield Rugby Park. The opener is sitting right beside me here. Thank you so much for coming on, man.
Bradley D.
That's
Scott.
right.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, really appreciate you coming. I know it's late. I know you got to go.
Oh,
Yeah,
tomorrow,
you got to go
so-
get some rest.
Oh, well, thanks for putting up with my schedule, you know?
Oh, hell, hey,
It's
man.
this.
You know, we don't really record till like the night before we're supposed to release, and then it's a mad scramble to kind
And
of
then
get.
I
Oh, yeah,
stay up all
exactly.
night doing the
So,
editing.
We got a couple days now, so this is actually really good for us.
Oh, there we go.
This is actually really good
Perfect.
for
It's
us.
perfect. It all worked out.
So I'm Attic T,
I'm Brea Lawrence.
I'm Bradley D. Scott.
and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys.